Hello, friends. How are you? Happy Labor Day. Or actually, it's no longer Labor Day. It's Tuesday. Go back to work in 8 short hours. So, um, it was an interesting weekend. Spent the day on Saturday, making tinctures and whatnot. And then yesterday, I can't remember what day. Why is it? It's all the same day when you're stuck in the house. I made more stuff, and then I was sitting on the couch, elevating my foot like I'm supposed to, and I went to get up to go to the loo, and I like twisted my foot, and I couldn't walk on my foot at all. So normally I've been walking on the top of my foot because the surgery site's right there, and so I can like sort of hobble, and I've really mastered standing on one foot and hobbling on this top of this foot. Well, now I couldn't walk on any part of my foot, even just to go 5 feet from the kitchen table to the bathroom. It was like so excruciatingly painful. So I had to sit with my foot up, and I'm like this can't be. Like I cannot do this. So I sat like that all day, and then I went to bed, and I put some of my cream on for the bones and stuff, and it helped, a little bit. And then, like I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't go back to the doctor till Wednesday. And of course she'll be at me with the scalpel. So, what am I going to do? This is nuts. So, I just kind of chilled out, and I watched a lot of videos about cooking in the 1700s. My brother sent me down, this rabbit hole with this guy Townsend. I'll link him below. Fantastic videos. And he sent the first one as a joke, because it was like this guy was reading from this old medical, like this advice from somebody who probably wasn't a doctor, which was absolutely ridiculous, of things you should do. And then he sent me like a good one. He's like, no, like watch this one. And it was all like how to make herbs. And I was so happy because I have all the herbs behind me. I don't know if you can see back. No, it's the other way. Oh, you can't see. Sorry, you can't see. Wait, if I move, I don't ever know which way I'm going. I don't know. I was trying to move out of the way. Nope, other way. Here we go. So I have my kitchen here of things that are infusing for 4 weeks, because you can put them in the oven, but I'm doing it old school. Just have a little old school, and so anyway, by the end of the day, having sat for so long, I learned how to make Scottish meat pies. I learned how to make Scotch eggs, which I love. So I've never been much of a cook, but now I'm like all excited to cook, because I mean anything that would be more than me sitting in this chair would be awesome to do. So so today, we don't really celebrate Labor Day, so like we don't do picnics or anything like that in my family. Even my extended family doesn't do picnics for Labor Day. I don't know. We just never. My dad always worked on Labor Day, so it's not like we ever had off or anything. So so we just kind of like sat around, and then my mother-in-law came over, and we had just hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff. My kid was working. My other kid isn't all into holidays as at all anyway. He likes Halloween. That's about it. So it was a pretty like chill day, and but I did get to go outside and sit. And so I am doing some work on another project, another YouTube project. So I did that, and it was just a nice weekend. Even though I had the foot thing, which and I was thinking, well, if I wouldn't have had the foot thing, the additional foot thing in addition to the first foot thing, I would have never watched these videos of this guy. I would have never learned how to make stovies, which I'm making tomorrow night for dinner. So it's all good. It's all perspective, and when you're in the middle of it, it kind of sucks. But then, once you get through it, like you see the bonus, and so I was trying to apply that to other parts of my life where something really sucks when you're going through it, but then at the end, and hiking often is that way. Like, I mean, you're huffing and puffing, and you're going up this steep mountain, and you're like, holy crap, there better be something good when you get to the top. Nothing is more frustrating than when you get to the top and it's foggy and you can't see anything, right? But that doesn't happen all the time. A lot of times you make it to the top, and there's just this like stellar view of like beauty all around you, and then you're like, this is why I hike mountains. On the way up, I'm thinking, what the hell? I don't like hiking anymore. Why am I doing this? I hate hiking. My feet hurt. I'm miserable. I'm hot. I'm sweating. I'm smelly. And you get up to the top, and you're like, man, this is nice. And then you have to climb back down. Same is true in like relationships. You have great relationships, throughout your life that are consistent. Every relationship has its natural ups and downs, but but some relationships, they're quick flashes in the pan, and then they go away, or they're just challenging throughout or whatever. And you think, well, at the other end, what good can there be if this relationship, doesn't last or whatever. And I found with Facebook, there's people that I didn't hang out with in high school at all, mostly because I was annoying. At least I'm going to take credit for being the annoying one. And we just didn't connect. But then because of Facebook, I've become friends with a lot of people that I wasn't really friends with in high school that I think are amazing people now. And even like people who I thought were absolute jerks in high school, I'm friends with them now. So, that's weird. And then people that I was really, really close to in high school, like, or, from childhood, people from the neighborhood, I look at them now and I'm like, they didn't learn anything from growing up on my side of town. Look at them. They're totally not, we have this thing called being a West Sider, which is the side of town I grew up on. And there are certain like values that are instilled in the West Siders and stuff. And I'm like, they didn't learn anything. They don't have the hard work ethic, or they don't have the, toughen up kind of spirit like we did, or whatever. But, it's funny how people change over time. I'm going to be 50 in a month. And in October, I turned 50. And I think to myself, wow, if you would have asked me when I was 16 what I'd be doing at 50, I wouldn't have told you any of the stuff that I do. So, we grow through different jobs. We grow through different relationships. We grow through, different, hardships or, difficulties, struggles that we go through. I remember when my son was born, my second son had a stroke in utero, and the doctors, when he was in the NICU, and I was in the hospital for a week, and then he was in the NICU for a little bit longer because I had a placenta abruption. And the doctors were like, he's never going to walk. He's never going to talk. And I'm a fixer. So I'm like, holy shit, what do I got to do? I lived in a Victorian house. Like I had these narrow stairs. I had a company come in. They weren't going to be able to put a lift in. What am I going to do? Like, how am I going to, he walks, he never shuts up. He will always need to have his brother's help, past my lifetime. He will always have to be with somebody, but he's a pretty rock star kid doing a lot of rock star things that they said he couldn't do. So however it feels in a moment, that isn't how it is always going to be. So I like to think about that, and I like to remember, or try to remember, in the middle of like the foot pain yesterday, I'm thinking, okay, eventually it's going to feel better, and you're going to be able to walk, and eventually the hole in your foot's going to go away, and you're going to be able to march and hike again. And this is just temporary, and something better is coming along. Same with relationships. This one's temporary. Something better is coming along. This one is worth fighting for. This one's not worth fighting for. Whatever. With family or coworkers or friends or lovers or whatever, right? So nothing is static, I guess is the point, right? There are constant ups and downs, and in the West Side spirit of which I was raised, you roll with it. You roll with it, and you always look for the vistas, and never lose hope. Never lose hope, because there's always a bright, sunny vista to stare from. So I don't know what ups and downs you're going through right now. I don't know if things are rocky for you, or if you're standing on the top of a mountain, or if you're, watching your footing going down from that summit. But wherever you are, just know that you are so loved. The universe loves you. God loves you. Soul loves you. Spirit loves you. And you're not alone. So I'm wishing all of you all the best in light and love. Be well. Bye-bye.